Oh.
Hey, it's David. Welcome to Sin City Crypto and Blockchain Basement, and we're going to talk about some stuff.
That's it?
No, actually, that's not.
Bum, 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 bum. You ready for this? I'm ready. Welcome.
If you're gonna screw me, at least pull my hair.
Hell yeah. What you got?
They could start chopping off fingers. They're like, give me your seed phrase, but I don't know it.
Out to give the numbers out. And I was like, no, hang up the phone right now.
Or like when it dropped in 2020, was it like exciting?
400,000 to 600,000. The generational signals are now.
Level. So I don't even know if we're gonna get back below there. But if we do, that's kind of where we.
How is everyone doing today? Welcome back to Sin City Crypto Live and Blockchain Basement, simulcasting from the basement of Bitboy Studios. My name is David, Yodel number 1, and I'm joined with Yodel number 2, my OG co-host, Robin.
Hola!
And the two down there, not sure, I've never seen them before.
Yeah,
Introduce
we just
yourself,
showed up.
please.
Just showed up. I'm Drew, working research and writing and content for Bitboy Crypto and Hit Network. So
Nice. Yeah, I'm Decker. I work in accounting. Fun times. But yeah, I work here at Hit Network also. Shout out to the basement.
Hold up. Accounting?
Accounting. Yeah, accounting.
So I got like $2,500 back on my taxes. Can I get more or what?
Well, it depends. I'd have to take a look.
Okay, thank you very much. So on today's show, we're discussing Trump NFTs V2 and what did it do to V1? Also, institutions are piling in to Ethereum. But first, we're going to start with Robin's favorite. Guess whose favorite is? Anyone in the studio who doesn't watch the show?
BJ is my favorite. but
BJ is your favorite.
Yeah.
BJ are also my favorite.
Did you even shout out BJ?
No.
Not again.
Oh, yeah, BJ is here.
Oh,
I really am not
see,
doing it
that's
on
so
purpose, bro.
Dang.
Well, I do know the other person's name.
Let me tell you, when he does
Why
the
am I
intro,
looking all scratchy? What's going on here?
when he does the intro
Hold on.
at our studio, he always references Rocco.
I don't.
And
I do not. When do I ever reference Rocco in the intro?
You always say Rocco at some point in the intro. So
No, I don't. Anyways, BJ, show your face. Show your beautiful face.
He's gonna.
Please.
Watch. He's gonna do it.
I
Ooh.
do. I don't even know what that means, but
I was smelling my finger.
Yeah.
oh, okay. Remember, I won earlier in the. Anyways, we are joined by BJ running the board. Thank you so much to BJ. All jokes aside, BJ is the best. Well, not second best, but we appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, let's get started with Rob's favorite, Elizabeth Warren. So, if you guys remember, showing here, we got Elizabeth Warren retweeting this New York Times hit piece on Bitcoin mining, saying Bitcoin mines are increasing energy bills for millions of American families while enriching crypto executives' corporate greed at its finest, causing as much pollution as additional 3.5 million gas-powered cars. An alarming New York Times report, which we all know, New York Times, nothing but truth, right? Right, guys? And then we have this from Zero Hedge. New York Times Bitcoin hit piece backfires, excuse me, as hashtag Stop the Presses movement erupts on social media. It's kind of interesting. The public, fed up with being spoon-fed increasingly nonsensical propaganda under the guise of news, are turning their back on the outlet and highlighting the New York Times' very real destruction of habitats, ecosystem, and carbon-reducing trees. This article talks about the vast amount of trees. So 27 tree slaughterhouse. Grind, pulp, and puree approximately 60 million trees a day. And just in case you didn't know, trees absorb CO2, so that's 60 million less.
What?
All
No.
natural
No, that's
carbon
not how photosynthesis and transpiration work.
Okay.
capturing being just to be defiled with agaprop, read once, and then unceremoniously disposed. So, Robin, is this the kettle calling the pot black? Or is
Man.
it the pot calling
I
Elizabeth
am
Warren a liar?
so happy somebody pushed back in New York Times. They do get a lot of flack, but here I'm glad that they got pushed back when it comes to the Bitcoin FUD, right? And in the past, we've had nothing but these mainstream media articles coming out. Hey, Bitcoin's bad for the environment. No accountability. And the person or the publication coming out here talking about CO2 emissions and Bitcoin, who Bitcoin doesn't even
Don't even.
produce any carbon emissions. The mining uses just whatever power source they're plugged into, wherever that generates. Anyways, Bitcoin itself, miners themselves, the ASICs do not contribute any CO2, just the sources of energy that they draw their power from. But now, with that said, who does remove trees from this environment? Well, look no further than the New York Times. Do we even need printed media anymore?
Is that good?
No.
What does that mean? Are we live?
No, we're good. I was wondering what was eating up all this CPU and OBS was running.
So, not only, they're also eating up all the trees to print those, print that up. Now, here's the thing. Do we need the traditional newspaper?
Probably not.
I thought you were going to say
Definitely
trees.
not.
We definitely need trees. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I like having a newspaper if it's actual news and not just propaganda spoon fed to me from, political parties with specific interests.
And how are we going to make paper mache without newspapers?
Oh,
That's very relevant. Nobody brings up that argument.
That is true. I wrote off New York Times long ago, and if you basically just do opposite of what they say, you're in a pretty good shape by now over the last 3 years with the whole telling you not to work out, not to go outside, don't congregate. We've seen them
You
have
sound like my old manager at the restaurant.
Do I?
Stop congregating.
Yeah, stop congregating. Don't get any sunshine. So honestly, I'm not surprised that New York Times is sitting there helping the banking broad push this oil, energy production narrative. It's pretty normal by now. I am, pleasantly surprised, like Robin said, to see the pushback, see people start to stand up and outwardly say, no, you are lying directly to all of us. And what really needs to come out is the energy and slavery that is required to implement electric vehicles and lithium and cobalt. So it'd be great if we could acknowledge that instead of just pushing this idea forward without acknowledging what it's actually doing to the rest of the world. So,
I think zero emissions on the back of those cars should be false advertisement.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Radio Face Crypto from Twitch brings up a really good point. You know who else emits a lot of CO2 is lizard people.
Yeah.
So, Decker, do you have any thoughts on this whole hit piece and when is this mining FUD going to stop for Bitcoin?
Well, you said when is it going to stop? Well, never. Never is going to stop. Well, I don't think there'll be a day where I'm just, I don't know, next 20 years. I don't think FUD for Bitcoin and crypto, I think is going to be a part of what we battle for the next, like I said, 10, 20, 30 years. I mean, outside of that, I can't really say. But as for my opinion on this, it's like, I hate when it feels like this is brought up so much. Like, oh my God, Bitcoin does this, or Bitcoin is so horrible for the earth. And I'm sure you guys have talked about this argument. It's like, okay, how much greenhouse gases have the US dollars contributed to the earth? We're trying to solve a problem, and we can't, to act like we can just have this completely zero emissions and then also solve this problem of having a sound monetary system. Yeah, okay, now it's 90% less energy, and then that's still bad. And so it's just kind of like a nonsense argument. It's like, okay, yeah, we do need to use some energy to power these Bitcoin miners in order to run this newfound money blockchain cool thing. Point being, it's kind of a nothing burger to me, like Drew was saying. It's like, okay, yeah, of course it uses energy, but to the normie or to the normal person seeing that, they might see that as horrible. Like, hey, oh wow, Bitcoin is contributing to greenhouse gases that are, and all these other narratives. I'm curious to ask. I'm curious about what you guys think.
Well, I agree entirely with Chemistry Bro, where I've had this conversation a lot. It's I think the whole narrative of CO2 levels and everything else is it's a waste of time. In my opinion, it's irrelevant. And I definitely agree with him in the sense that it's just we're using age-old tech. And don't you want to advance? Don't you want the beauty of new discovery and being more efficient? And it seems like that's not what people are thinking about. They're like, oh, what is the most green energy? And it's well, while you're trying to stifle everything and put in regulations that actually help fossil fuels and help everything else, look in Germany, they shut down 13 nuclear reactors. So not only
recently.
So not only are you ending up with centralization, but you're removing all of those options. But it's just I think micro geothermal, micro hydro, there's the fusion reactions, there's the fission reactions. It's more than likely going to be fusion than fission.
Hold on, let me jump in real quick. And I think this argument is two-part. One part is you have the people that don't see Bitcoin as valuable, right? They don't see what the network does as valuable, so they say they're just wasting energy. Got the other point where people understand the importance of having something like the Bitcoin network online, and it is valuable.
Yeah.
It does consume a lot of energy, but it's for good use. And my second point to what BJ said, as far as finding new sources of energy and whatnot, you give these Bitcoin miners a little bit of leeway to come in, set up shop, maybe even help them out by giving them a tax break here and there. They will find and build that infrastructure for you.
Right. That's what we see here in Georgia. I mean, CleanSpark has helped the power grid out immensely in Georgia. The power infrastructure and grid in America needs to be redone in a big way. It's going to take a lot of money to do so. And Bitcoin mining companies with a lot of revenue and a lot of gains from having mined something that's becoming more and more valuable are going to have a better chance at assisting the U.S. and other countries to actually put that infrastructure in place. So, we got to think about that. It's going to cost money. Transformers are not cheap, and neither are linemen or the line work that you have to do to put it in. And
it's ugly, and it falls down, and all the materials that go into it.
The infrastructure in America needs to be redone in a big way. Like Manhattan had
You're starting to sound like Bernie Sanders here.
Well,
our crumbling infrastructure.
Manhattan had a collapse of a gigantic parking garage yesterday.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's like my wife's worst nightmare. And I showed her it, and she couldn't handle herself. It was too much. It was just a pile of cars in this cavern that fell down, and we're just seeing, obviously the train derailments that we've seen recently. Those could be, in my opinion, are likely a portion arbitrage, but also probably more so just connected to an aging infrastructure. We've been sitting here spitting on blue collar jobs for the last 30 years. Now everyone pines and dreams of an office job, and blue collar work is actually what it's going to take to redo the infrastructure in and of itself. So we got to kind of come to terms with that.
I will say that I think when it comes to CO2 and its cause and effect to the global warming, I will say that it is a part of it. Yes, there is evidence. I'll just keep it at this. The ecosystem, the environment, the weather patterns, there's so many factors that go into this. You can't even build accurate weather models with the most sophisticated computers because there's so many different factors that go into our weather. And so the fact that we just simply say that CO2 increase, the temperature goes up, as though that's the only factor that drives weather on this planet is absurd. Now, is it a factor? Sure, yes, I think it is. I'm not going to dismiss it as doesn't do anything, but at the same time, the fact that we only attribute CO2 emissions as the only cause to global warming, and we don't look at it, hey, is this a natural cycle? Is there other chemicals
massive
in the
deforestation going on?
Yeah, you got the New York Times just chopping down trees, and nobody calls into question what other factors or what else, the salt levels in the ocean, whatever it is. I just think that there's a multitude of factors that are increasing the global temperature, and we were already in a ramp up of temperature anyways before human industrial revolution started. It just sped up a little bit, supposedly. Now, I'm just saying that I think that we need to expand our research into global warming instead of just simply blaming it on CO2 and Bitcoin.
I haven't heard Al Gore in a while. I hope Al Gore is doing okay.
I'm saying it's been really cold in Vegas lately. That's all I'm saying.
It's been really cold?
Well, for Vegas, cold, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like 40 degrees.
Oh.
It snowed in March.
It snowed in Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit, but still counts,
Sad.
And then just counts, right? A quick shout out to the chat here. We have multiple streams going on. So we got the simulcast.
Yep.
But here in the Sin City Crypto, if you're new, say hello so we can jump an hola back at you. We got Anton P. Hourglass, Crypto Naughty, Maddie C, and Crawler. To all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. Also, we have a super sticker from Ninja as well.
That's my Ninja.
Big shout out there. So.
Huge.
My boy, my Ninja been dropping. And, I'm super excited. We're not going to show him on camera, but one of our OG members of our community is here watching our show live. We met him for the first time in person.
Very cool.
Our friend, Brokyoshi. Absolutely amazing. He made a 3-hour drive down here to see me and not Robin. I just wanted to say thank you, my friend. You're amazing. We love you. We appreciate your loyalty. And it was amazing.
I also want to give one more shout out to the chat. Maddie C has put in the chat, Big Rob is smart.
Wow.
Just
There we
period.
go.
BJ,
Yeah,
cue the applause, please.
highlight of the day right there.
Cue the applause.
Well, hold on.
Do you have crickets?
1 point BJ, and -1 for Rocco. Because Rocco would have never done that.
Hell
Now, let's move on to some altcoin news. ETH. Post Chappella.
Oh God.
We're seeing institutions flock to Ether after the Chappella upgrade. Now,
Fine flock.
They're flocking all over the place.
Open interest in CME future. I was waiting for the side eye look from Robin. Open interest in the CME futures has risen to the highest level since March of last year, indicating an influx of institutional traders to the crypto markets. We also noted yesterday, not sure which show because we've done so many shows, but seriously,
Can we look at
I'm serious.
Omkar's
bro. I've done like 4 shows.
last name?
What's that?
His last name.
Whose last name?
Omkar's
Where is he?
Godbowl
Where am I looking?
or Godbowl.
Oh.
The author's
Oh, the
name.
author. His name is Omkar Godbowl. Sounds like a play in Madden. But what I'm trying to say is we've recently seen deposits outpace withdrawals on Ethereum. And now we're getting this news. Institutions
Wait,
are
that's because they can't withdraw.
they are withdrawing.
They can't.
Well, it's a cliff withdrawal.
BJ's
Anyways,
just a toxic
speaking
Ada
of
Maxi.
cliff, BJ, why don't you walk
Forgive
yourself off
him.
a cliff, all right?
Forgive him.
So,
Yeah,
thank
me
you.
with my
Thank you,
facts.
Declan. Thank you. Yeah, facts. Okay. So I'm going to go to Robin first.
Oh, of
Robin,
course.
we've talked about this on our show. I have said multiple times, institutions, once the fog of we don't know when we can take our ETH out is gone, they're going to start piling in, especially if they're using either the layer 1 or layer 2s that are built on top of Ethereum via Web3, like Starbucks, like Nike, those companies. Is that what we're seeing, or
The smartest people in the room want
Thank you very
to
much.
hodl and they want to generate passive income.
Thank you.
And we talk about it on our show ad nauseum all the time. Well, before the whole crypto collapse was, hey, generate some passive income, yield, earn, and if you're going to do that, you want to do it in a safe manner. We learned that through a centralized entity, hey, don't trust them, not your keys, not your crypto. And so now you have a situation where if you're all in on ETH, which institutions, venture capital, we've looked at the numbers, they are all in on ETH. There was no venture capital company that we've looked into outside of like in the top 10 that did not have some major position on Ethereum. It is just a venture capital like must have.
It's like a polycule of
Yeah,
venture
and-
capitals.
So if you have exposure to ETH, your venture capital, you have the long-term mindset. You're not interested in having a centralized entity custody it for you. You want to generate passive income. Where are you going to put it? It's a no-brainer. The only problem was you didn't want to lock it up long-term because we've seen the collapse and the pull of liquidity and getting margin call, whatever it is. And so it's not realistic for institutions to lock up long-term. This ain't Hex here, brother.
Whoa. Before I ask Drew or Decker, can we pull this up real quick, BJ? So I got ETH. So everything in the crypto market is down, but since talking about ETH, we are down 5.5% over the last 24 hours, under 2K. For transparency, I did pick up some ETH this morning as soon as I opened my sweet eyes. Opened my eyes, looked at my phone, grabbed my vape, hit my vape real quick, seeing if my wife texted me and say she missed me. She hadn't yet. And then I bought some ETH. That was my day.
You did.
How was your day, Decker?
Today?
Well, I'll also talk about ETH as well.
Well, actually, I was just looking at some ETH. I wanted to replace some ETH that I had spent degenerately on some meme coins last week, and I was like, man, it pumped. No, but I'm just kind of in a waiting position.
Okay.
If that's kind of what you're asking. I mean, right now I put some money into stables. Had some, just I don't know. I feel the uncertainty, and I ain't no Frankie Candles, and I'm not like pouring into all these charts, and I'm not looking at, I'm kind of in a macro spot right now where I feel like I have a good amount in. I'm waiting for maybe a little bit more pull down. Today I might buy something, to be honest, just considering we're a bit red.
Ooh.
But other than that, the things I'm eyeing, Ethereum, like I said, we're talking about Ethereum. I've always loved Ethereum because I would say I'm not a certified accountant, but doing a lot of these accounting activities in crypto, doing them on Bitcoin and any other chain is an absolute nightmare. But when you have the smartness of Ethereum, like I can actually go see deployer contracts, who made this contract, different timestamps versus Bitcoin is just, ins and outs of a ledger. Point being, I really like Ethereum still, and I think their tokenomics of Ethereum is a lot better. One could argue that it's more centralized than it was before ETH 2.0, and that's a whole other argument. I still really like ETH. I still think it's going to go over 5K.
Robin doesn't. Robin is ETH anti-maxi.
Really?
I want to note a comment from the Basement YouTube said, MHMA says she's with your neighbor, speaking of my wife. Actually, to make sure that never happened, I bought both houses next to it to the right, next to it to the left to make sure that doesn't happen. But I appreciate the concern there.
Is it a cul-de-sac?
Then comes the UPS man.
Yeah.
No, I blocked all deliveries. I blocked deliveries. Block deliveries. All right, Drew.
Yeah.
Institutions flocking to ETH. Were you in line? Was your original thought that when the withdrawals were enabled, we were going to see a massive dump in ETH? Did you think the opposite, or were you kind of neutral? And are you surprised at what we're seeing happen now?
No, before it happened, I didn't see any logic in thinking that we're going to see a ton of people dump their Ethereum into an accumulation market. Like, it's the unlocking is happening right as we're in the accumulation zone. We're seeing better price action on both Bitcoin and Ethereum. So it just didn't seem logical to think that we're going to see a massive dump onto the markets, which we did not see. It actually, pretty violently ripped past 2,000. It went up to like $2,200. Now still hanging on right at around $2,000. And Ethereum, I understand where BJ's coming from on the centralization concerns and the black bag ability of having Vitalik leading it outwardly as a public person. Then you have Gary Gensler coming out flaunting the fact that 51% of Ethereum nodes ended up being in the US, I think about 4 or 5 months ago. But Gary's losing a little bit of oomph in his power abilities with the SEC.
He lost a little more than oomph.
He lost a little more than oomph, especially yesterday.
Might have lost his virginity.
That centralization part kind of doesn't concern me as much. And for Ethereum, like I'm pretty excited on buying layer 2s for Ethereum. I like Optimism. I like Arbitrum.
I think you're missing one layer 2.
There's Polygon, of course. And you know what? I had Polygon. I took profits in the last bull market. We're in a really good spot. Polygon is, it's got all those connections with Disney and all those huge companies. So it's going to be there. It's going to be a thing. But I did move my Polygon money into Optimism directly. I did, because I took the profits out of Polygon last time, and I felt like Optimism's a newer kind of big option after the Coinbase news. Coinbase and Base protocol actually rolling out with Optimism. So moved from Polygon over to Optimism, but I still hold my original ETH. ETH is the one that I took profits really nicely off of in the last bull market. And I still hold probably 80% of the ETH that I bought in flu season, when flu season was cool. But then, I still have a long-term mindset for ETH, and, my price target for ETH in this next bull is conservatively around 8 to 10K. But if we see more of these institutions lock up and a little bit more elbow room created for regulators to say, yes, it's okay for these massive companies to move into it, it's going to keep cooking. I'm sorry, BJ, but, we can't have nice things.
Thank you very much.
Oh, no, I think you're completely correct.
He just doesn't like
How dare you agree with me? I felt like
wow, what kind of show is this? We disagree, not agree.
Yeah.
No, like I was saying it in chat, my main concerns are with the failures of the tech, the fundamental issues with it. But will you make money? Yes. Are VCs involved? Yes. But they're probably going to keep pumping it for a while, but at some point you are going to become their exit liquidity for sure.
Yeah.
And I still think there's a massive FUD campaign against crypto, and if they're going to use basically a Fallout Boy, it's going to be Ethereum, because that's the one that they can break the easiest.
Fallout Boy. What a
Vitalik does look easy to break, for sure.
Yeah.
He's, doesn't have a lot of meat on his bone.
He's packing a lot downstairs, though, apparently, from those memes.
It's Robin's favorite thing to talk about when we bring up
He's
Vitalik.
probably a robot.
Which makes a lot of sense. Now, I want to shift gears.
He's got a monkey. He got a monkey NFT. You know.
What does that mean?
He's got an ape.
He's got an ape
What
hanger.
does that mean?
It means he'd be hanging.
I was gonna say, oh,
God.
I was thinking more of along the horse analogy, but
Yeah.
He's over here. Are you ChatGPTing jokes?
No, I'm adding our the community asked where the giveaway was. I'm adding it to her description.
Oh, cool. Yeah. We are doing a giveaway. Talk about the giveaway, Rob.
Okay, and
Also,
there we go.
Hold on,
All right,
BJ,
so
can
we
we
now have in the description of this video of our own personal channel. Maybe BJ will add it. I know that's what you're going to say.
Yeah.
You can subscribe and follow our Twitter. There's a link to a giveaway, and we're giving away 4 $25 gift certificates to our.
We're giving away
store.
$300 in gift cards to 12 people. There we go. How you say it? It sounds hella confusing. Anyways, let's move on to the 45th and possibly 47th president of the United States of America.
Do you really think he's gonna? Yeah.
I'm saying possibly, man.
you don't think he's gonna?
If Donald Trump,
This
is a
gonna be juicy
Republican,
one.
if Trump is Republican and Biden's running for re-election, and Biden still hasn't changed his tune on crypto, and Donald Trump is pro-crypto, I'm voting Donald Trump. I'll say it right now.
I can get down on that.
I'm voting pro-crypto, bro.
I just don't want. For the love of God, I don't want those two candidates again.
Imagine how much we'd have to talk about on our channel every day.
You can always write in Alex
Do you hear what
Jones.
Trump said today?
What's that?
No, I'm saying that's what if
Yeah.
he was president again.
I feel like with Trump and Biden running for office again, it's like us arguing what's a better option, the fiat dollar or the fiat euro. They're both trash. We don't want either one. Now, if I had to pick a worst of the two, sure, I'll go dollar. But here's the thing: I don't want Trump, and Trump has been outspoken and vocal against crypto, and yeah, he made some money off NFTs lately. But I want somebody young, fresh, that understands blockchain technology, understands the internet, perhaps grew up in a time where they.
Robin, look at yourself. You used to hate me. Now you love me. You see, people can change their stances.
Look at that look. That was an endearing look he gave you.
He's very endearing.
Yeah, man. I was a Trump voter, twice over. And yeah, I agree with 90% of what he did in the past. I'm feeling stronger about DeSantis, though. I just don't know if DeSantis has the kind of charisma that Trump brings to the table. Trump has that.
Wish Rand Paul would run.
I really wish Rand Paul or Ron Paul, even his dad.
Yeah, they're both.
What are your
very
thoughts
intelligent.
on Trump rug pulling his V1 holders, though?
I mean, so the price crashed on V1 right after V2 launched. Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, let's
here?
go ahead and pull this up real quick, BJ.
I
Trump-
tried to get in on the NFT yesterday.
So now, real quick, let me give some context here. I just went right into random questions.
Yeah.
Trump released a second version of his Trump digital cards and sold out in record time. This time going from 45,000 to 47,000. Is that a hint that he's going to be the 47th president? Who knows? But collateral damage was their V1s went from 0.4 to 0.12 ETH, which is where it's currently sitting at now. So whatever question I asked you, which I forgot, I'll go ahead and answer it.
Well, I don't know. I tried to buy one yesterday, and it was very sad. Couldn't get in on it.
What do you think? I mean, do you think people are selling their V1s for money to buy V2s, or do you think it's more people like, oh, he's just gonna print this till the day it dies?
It just
gonna be
might
V3,
be the new
V4,
hot
V5.
thing. The new hot thing is the V2s. You know what I mean? So people sold their V1s. This is what I'm assuming happened.
It happens
Then
with
you
almost
can
every
start
collection,
staking
guys.
them
Sure.
and mating them and making more babies. We're gonna have baby NFTs left and
Who
right.
is that?
It's Donald Trump impression. China.
This is
right.
going to be huge.
It's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
China.
Yeah.
Next
NFT.
time you want to go to the bathroom, you can basically take one of my NFTs and you will get the softest, the plushest toilet paper. You will not streak at all.
Thinking back to 2020 and 2019, that was such a extreme time in politics. Now our politics are as far apart as they were between the right and the left as they were during the Civil War. So it's not healthy for the country to be divided that way. And the more we just get shoved these terrible options, one or two, it just feels this feels like we're just being pushed out of relevance, and we just look like idiots to the rest of the world at a point where all this infighting that we have going on internally, city centers turning into killing grounds, So yeah, I mean, I'd like for someone in the middle ground, or someone that's truly bipartisan, that can reach out and connect to both sides without going to the extremes of both sides. That'd be refreshing. But yeah, it's just.
Oh, you want logic in order?
I want logic. I want logic.
I want to say, do you guys like the artwork? I
No.
I know when we talk about
Hold on, let's
NFTs,
pull up the artwork.
it is always pushed aside. Is what it is. Like
Yeah.
it's artwork. Do you guys like it?
What
or
are the
you a fan
hands?
of it? Because on one end, it is kind of comical. It's definitely not the worst set of artwork.
True.
You compared to certain projects, it's better.
Damn, 0.05.
So
What the hell? Oh, this is when he won Deal or No Deal. Remember, guys?
Yeah.
but I feel like V1 had better artwork.
I agree.
I feel
Yeah.
like
These are
because
kinda
I
phoned
feel like
in.
this is just backgrounds. I don't know.
Yeah,
You
he
got-
did. He just kind of said,
I feel like
yeah.
he mailed it on this one.
Wow.
You try to rush it out, and
Putin's not on them.
That's true.
That wouldn't
Yeah,
be
I don't
very
know.
cool.
There's a little bit to be desired on the artwork behind them.
Here's the
honestly.
thing, though, right?
but where's the V1s at here?
Let me
V1s
ask you,
are
do you
better.
guys remember right after it was minted? Because it was minted for $99, right?
Yep.
Right after it was minted, what was the floor price? You guys remember of the V1s?
Right after,
V1
I mean,
got
Did it drop?
doubled.
0.4.
It doubled.
But
bro.
how?
Oh.
But in what time frame though? In a day? I want them to like in a day after.
Yeah, I
and
think
in
it
the
doubled
chat,
in
if
a
you
day.
guys know,
It
comment in there.
2x'd shortly thereafter.
Yeah.
And then it pulled back to like $150. And then it was like 2 weeks later at a 3 or 4x.
Mhm.
And then slowly over time it had kept piling up and it got all the way up to almost half of an Ethereum.
Yeah.
Think about
No,
that.
I know it got up. I just want to know, up
Those-
until a day after it was minted, what was the
There
floor
was a
price?
lot
at?
of big swings. I don't think it ever went under
You're talking about
$99.
Vitalik again?
What?
Talking about Vitalik.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh,
That's
big
true.
swings. Ha!
But this one, you're only up $14 if you were to sell it now, because
Yeah.
you're sitting at 0.05 ETH on the V2s.
And that's kind of surprising because it's coming after the heels of that, New York, was it Alvin Bragg, the DA of New York, coming after Trump?
Yeah.
He had to go in. He got pictures taken of him surrounded by law enforcement personnel.
You think there's a one of him, his mugshot in here?
That would've been so
That would
smart.
be worth something, though.
That would have been
That would be worth
smart because it
something.
wasn't made public.
I thought that would increase the price action. It definitely increased his base.
Dude.
Because seeing that, like, I'm on the fence.
Should have
right?
hired me as a CTO, no, CMO.
Anyone on the
4.0.
fence watching him get arraigned is kind of pushed into being on his side. If we're going against, large institutional corruption, the more that the corruption goes after him, the more people that are against it are going to gravitate towards him. So I don't know. Alvin Bragg making his move kind of codified Trump as the contender for the next election.
There's 179 one of ones. So-
see, those
are better.
Those look dope.
Oh, and they're
these are a little
signed
better.
too. Some
Look
of
at
them are
that
signed.
jawline at the top. Look at that jawline.
Damn, looks like the Crimson Chin. Remember
Yeah.
that movie? Oh, this one was pretty
That's
cool.
good.
Oh, that's dope.
Cool artwork.
These are better.
Like, let's buy that and then we'll
The
print
king
it out
card.
and put it in the office at the.
Yeah, you want to? Was bought for 2.5 ETH and it's not on for sale. So, is there any that are actually on
I
sale?
like that barbecue one, man. Look at him.
So we got 5 ETH.
Him barbecuing at the with the dog next to him. Go down.
Cheapest one of one you can get is 2.9 ETH. No, actually,
Cool,
I lied.
2
where the hell am I going? Is one ETH? You got an
The
ETH?
monster truck Trump is dope.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I like it. I like
All
it.
right.
I just can't imagine owning it.
Look at that
For
the barbecue
real,
one,
though.
man.
That
Like, what
one's
is more
dope.
American than that?
Is that right? Chicken
Like, that's hilarious, but I'd own it as a meme. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Rocket Man. So, Robin, you had an interesting take. As our drive in here, about 30 minutes, I had the pleasure of sitting next to you and while you drive. Now, you share with.
Do you sit somewhere else when your family?
Yeah, you can sit in the back. You can sit in the back seat.
Or the trunk.
On the trunk. My point is, your idea of why he did it and where the money went. Could you please share that with everyone?
Well, he's just making money, man. He's putting it in his bank account. Simple as that.
You don't think it's for his election? I know.
No,
who
no,
brought up?
no.
Was it you, Drew, that brought up? He's doing it for his legal battle.
No, I can't remember who said that. That could be
that
part
was
of it, though. But I do think he has quite a bit of money. You know, I mean, he's not a person that strikes me as hard up on cash. You know, still has a large real estate portfolio.
ATH.
He would have to disclose that the profits or if he said the profits and proceeds were going to. If the proceeds were going to campaign, all the proceeds would have to go there, and he couldn't spend it anywhere else. And so I think he would be reluctant to.
BJ, do you have any kids?
No.
Guess.
I mean,
Just take
not
a guess.
officially.
If I asked your wife or girlfriend or whoever you're married to, they would say, "Yeah, I do have one, and his name is BJ." So anyway,
I mean, I raised my little brother.
wow.
So I have an unofficial child.
Round of applause.
See?
Do you mind if I just interject really quickly?
Please,
This is kind of what I think about this. I agree with you. I think it is just like
Are you pointing at the cans or?
Yeah, well,
no.
proxy is
I think it
important.
is a money thing, but I also agree with you. I don't think he needs the money. I think my guess, if I had to take a guess, somebody from his CMO department, his marketing department, said, "Hey, you're going into this arraignment. You're doing all these things. It'd probably be a good time. Let's drop another series. Let's drop one. What do you think? Yeah, do it." And then he walks away and goes to a meeting. That's kind of how I imagine his involvement in this, just because, I don't know. I mean, it might just be a few extra, dollars for his champagne on his yacht that week. I don't know. I'm not, I feel like it might be both. But
So
yeah, I don't know. That's my
that
2 cents.
meeting he went to was there McDonald's at that meeting? We know Donald liked McDonald's.
He likes, what was it that he loves Mexican food? What was that one thing? Never mind.
It's
Remember when he
maybe
went
the
to Puerto
best.
Rico and started
Puerto?
Kobe? The paper towels?
The paper towels. He's making it.
That was such
He
a
was
bad
the
look.
original Salt Bae,
He
but
was
with
like,
paper
"Oh,
towels.
you guys just got devastated by hurricane. Here you go, Kobe."
Yeah.
But that kind of poses a question. What do you guys think? How involved do you think he is in this?
I mean, he has to be pretty involved, right?
Really?
I don't think so.
No.
You don't think so?
I agree. I agree. He probably just signed off on it. He's like, money? Nope. Okay, cool. Yeah. Let's do it. My question is, if he's seeing the profitability, all of his own brand stuff he's in love with. I mean, nobody loves himself more than Donald Trump, right? And so he must absolutely
Maybe Elon.
adore his NFT line. Right? He has to. I'm
think he
sure
owns
he's
any of them?
at least once a day, even though he might not be responsible for it, at least once a day, he's scrolling through the cards. He's just like, yeah, that's a good one.
No, I think you have a really
that's
good
my
point.
one. And so has his opinion on blockchain and Bitcoin, has it now switched? Because he was a vocal hater on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and he has said it at interview after interview, and his stance changed. I'm curious to see what we're gonna
Oh.
I'm glad there was liquid in there.
what the narrative is gonna be when he gets asked questions. When he gets asked questions at his primary, when he's running for election, somebody's gonna ask him about cryptocurrency.
Oh, of course.
And is he gonna fly? Is he gonna switch his stance? Because it's going to be hard for him to say, hey, crypto's a scam.
He would be
crypto's
stupid
a
not
scam.
to.
And they're going to be like, bro, you launched 2 NFT lines.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Now let me guys.
Those were NFTs, not cryptos.
That's par for the course, man. This is clown world.
Do you guys think crypto is going to be a hot button issue in whether it's the primary or the general election?
No.
No.
That's going to be
No,
a issue. I think it might
they're-
be number 6.
They're too busy trying to actually sneak in a CDBC that they want to keep people
But
feared
maybe
and flooded
that's
and away from it.
maybe that's the gateway drug to talk about crypto.
Maybe, but
What do you think, Robin? I think it's definitely
it
gonna be a
has
topic.
brought people into our sector in the same way that meme coins have. And so maybe Donald Trump is now pro crypto because of NFTs.
You heard it here first.
Crazy as that is, right? Could you imagine back in 2020 or say 2019 saying, hey, NFTs is going to bring Donald Trump into being a Bitcoin homer or maxi? That would be a crazy
wasn't on my
thought.
bingo
It
card.
would be like, what's an NFT? Like that's
Was it
my
on the
first question in
Simpsons, though?
2019.
But also, what is a super sticker? Another one by Ninja. Another
That's
$1.99 super
by Ninja.
sticker. Also, Jimmy has dropped a $10 super chat. He said, I didn't know Zach Galifianakis was into crypto, guys.
Damn!
Thanks for having him on the show.
I wonder what he's talking about.
I would say, oh, is he talking about me? I'm trying to get my Zach Galifianakis.
Listen, bro, Zach
laugh.
Galifianakis, very funny,
And then,
talented, has a lot of money.
Kenny G says, not a fan of the used car salesman in the blue shirt.
Yeah.
The other guy.
By the way, guys, if you're not familiar, Kenny G's my biggest hater.
And then Kenny G rounds it out by saying the other guy must be Rob after puberty. Thanks.
What, Decker?
No.
They're coming with the fire today.
No. Pretty sure they're talking about BJ there.
Who knows?
I know who he's talking about, but
They're talking about you?
It's so funny.
What do they call you, Drew? They kept calling you something the other day.
I don't know. I get called all kinds of names.
You know what they call Drew? He has his own video.
He does.
The truth. Yeah.
Okay, I wonder, what is that?
Yeah.
Truth? What is the truth?
It's just, you know, I listen to everyone's opinions, but I usually give my own. A lot of people, I guess, agree with them. You know, I'm not allowed on YouTube on my own capacity for my own channels. I get hit out of the electronic social media sphere every time I seem to pop my head up on Facebook or YouTube. Seems like it knows the sound of my voice at this point, because on my own YouTube channel, I only spoke in metaphors. I was very kind, and I was only referencing things that had been published by Jorge Oros, and all the other massive supervillains of our world that are well known by everyone else, but apparently I can't talk about them.
I see what you did there, Oros.
Yeah, so it's just, you know, I mean, there's a lot of people that feel my way. And, you know, when people don't understand the use case of Bitcoin or having sovereign control of your money, they're not in a position like people like me are, where, you know, we essentially are at risk at all times of having our banks taken away, you know, being deemed dangerous to society or whatever because of the current thing that everyone, all the NPCs tend to gravitate to every time that there's something, you know, shiny flown in front of their face, like a blue and yellow flag or masks or, you know, all those other things that were hot topics the last few years.
I see what you've been doing now.
Yeah.
I see what you've been doing.
Yeah,
My favorite is when the flag is upside down.
Blue and yellow flags. You know what else is I don't know what I was gonna say.
This is a clown show. It feels like controlled demolition of what we stood for as a country. It's long gone. And, you know, Bitcoin, it's the best vote we got. You know, we can talk about voting for Trump or Biden or whoever it is that we think is going to be a good, you know, kind of centerpiece focal point for the sheep to look at. But voting with your dollar is the last thing that we have before chaos.
But if we're gonna vote for Bitcoin, I mean, Bitcoin would have to go in and register.
Well, okay. The fact that that's even being, I mean, obviously Gary's given up on trying to control Bitcoin.
He needs to give up.
It seems like regulators are trying to control crypto, but crypto in my mind is metaphorically like a cat on cocaine in an open prairie. You're not going to catch it. You can only build fences around the perimeter, and hopefully it leads the cat to a certain point of the land, but you're not going to be able to control it. And CBDCs, they're fighting hard for CBDCs because that's their option to regain that control of where our money's moving, to make sure that they have control and understanding of who you're paying, how much you're paying them for, and, you know, having an ability to tax that. They're losing a lot of tax revenue to this new way that people are finding ways to generate wealth for themselves and get out of that lower to middle class standpoint. And this is the fight of our lives, man. Like, if we don't win this, and if we are not able to put reasonable controls and push back against CBDCs, then you're going to see biometric controls be implemented into the actual CBDCs.
We're already seeing it in China.
Yeah, we are.
Mm-hmm. Seriously, you walk through, they scan your face, and
yeah, I was talking to everyone in the office today too about their Instagram, right? Like how you'll see on Instagram, you'll see an image. If your retina constricts, your camera sees that. So the fact that your retina constricts, it is actual lifetime biometric data being transferred today that's telling Instagram, hey, he liked that post, even though he didn't like it on his little Apple device or whatever you're using.
Man. My wife ever finds that report.
Yeah.
It's like all the big booty models, you get your pupils are blown out, man.
Yep. It does it. Your phone knows more about you than you know about yourself already, right now.
Walmart too.
Yeah.
Like it's constantly doing biometric scanning wherever you walk in that store. It's nuts.
Dude, that blew my mind when I went to Walmart last time because I had done a scan on one of the self checkouts. Like they got some
they did a scan on you.
Yeah,
exactly.
Wait,
They
what?
literally
Hold on, what?
on the self checkouts. I was scanning, and then apparently they thought I missed a scan. I had put everything, and they showed Decker Bob a video of myself on the quote unquote missed scan. Said, hey, this at this point on a camera that I didn't even know was watching me, and like I can't even imagine what other they're probably watching, like you said, they're tracking my facial movements. They're probably, and that's just in the self checkout area. I can't imagine what the stores actually have nowadays. Again, it goes to all of our talks about AI and biometrics and all this stuff.
The UK just rolled out that.
It's all crazy is what I'm trying to say.
Countrywide cameras.
It's interesting that we are literally in front of 4 cameras talking about, I don't want to be in front of a camera.
What? It's not
no,
it's crazy world we live in, bro.
Because
But we choose
this
to be
is
in front of the camera.
consensual.
Yeah, this is
That's like-
consensual. That's
That's
exactly
like being
it.
a
BJ.
vegan. It's like being a
1 point
vegan
vegan.
and then taking a job at the slaughterhouse. Right? Like I'm a vegan, I don't, but yet you're
What if you got?
profession.
What if you just got to pay the bills, bro?
I don't necessarily have an issue with them there being cameras. I guess my point more so was that it exists already, or at least there's a technological capabilities out there that a lot of people just aren't necessarily aware of. Although I will say I'm not necessarily a fan of it. You're right. You do have a good point. You know, why would we be worried about that when, like Drew said, our phone's watching us every single second, listening to us in our
Because
phone?
I gotta tell the people. Okay, that's
No,
the point.
no,
That's
but
why
my
you
point
think
is
I want to be
you're-
exposed.
yeah,
right?
exactly. You're right. So it's kind of like we got to pick and choose. But
Speaking of which, silly string is cheap at least.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. BJ, you
that's
read
what I've
my
been saying.
mind.
Wait, what is this?
Get out of my brain.
I think that's all we can say.
Very cheap at your local dealer. Silly string, easily used on cameras once they're implemented into your neighborhood. So,
Well,
We're gonna talk
actually-
about this later tonight.
And I do want to also get our every day this week we've been doing the Ola challenge. And so I want to know whose chat is going to represent the Sin City crypto community a little harder. Drop an Ola in the chat, whether or not you're on Twitter, whether you're not watching us on our home channel in Sin City Crypto
Wait,
or
why would
on
they be on
Blockchain
Twitter?
Basement. No, not Twitter, Twitch. My apologies. Yeah, the T one. And put Ola in the chat. I'll lead the charge. Let's see who can represent Sin City Crypto the most.
Ola
Come on, y'all,
challenge.
do it.
Ola.
We must.
Give him an Ola.
Ola!
What do you think Trump would?
You know, it
Sounded
was
like
funny.
you said
I was
Ola.
out here and I was screaming Ola, and somebody out
Thought you
here,
had Tourette's?
he was like, he's like, why do you keep saying hello in Spanish every time?
Spanish.
It's not Spanish. It's
He's like, you
Portuguese.
just keep saying hello. Like, just start in the beginning and say hello and leave it at that.
People just think you have Tourette's. Now, I want to talk about something. Pepe,
Ooh,
Oh,
this is my favorite.
not
meme.
PP,
Pepe.
not Peps.
Look at him in all his
But Pepe.
glory. Bring it back, man.
As a lucky holder, well, maybe not so lucky, turned $250 into $1 million in 4 days. 4 days. I was debating on whether I should show this or not because I don't want people to think that this is practical or good possibility of it happening because it's not. It's really not. But it got worse. Liquidity issues could prevent them from realizing that profit. So I want to ask you guys, and I'll start with Drew first.
Okay.
What's the point of investing in super low cap, getting a 5,000x, and
He's
not
not
being
the
able to
DJ
cash
though.
out? Is it even worth it?
It's not worth it to me. And as BJ noted, I am not hyper D-Jenny.
Yeah.
But God, I love seeing Pepe memes all over the crypto
Pepe memes are
internet.
fire.
I literally need a frog in the office so I can name him Pepe.
we had a turtle.
Is it the ACLU or who deemed Pepe to be?
Isn't he a
dangerous
dinosaur though? Technically,
That is not a frog.
That's
Sorry,
not-
I don't mean to be a hater.
This is Yoshi. Yoshi's.
No.
Wait, was Mario Bros? Isn't it?
He's a Mario Bros. Yeah. Or
If
just,
you got $50 and you're able to pull out 1,000, great. It gets hairy when you're up there in the 50,000 input. That's 10x, and you're trying to pull out, 500,000. That's where the liquidity pool issues come into play for smaller plays, smaller bags,
Which is
high
Just what we
risk.
were talking about earlier. If you have $50, you only have to double that 16 times to actually technically be at 1.6 million.
Yeah.
Because the 15th time puts you at 800,000. But we were talking about that because I've done that a lot with meme coins where I've put in $200, it's gone to $30,000. Baby Doge was one of them that did that back in 2021. But the question is exactly that.
And you still made us pay for lunch the other day?
Yes, of course. I'm a cheap slut. But nonetheless, it's like it comes down to that liquidity. So like if you're going to be in this degen world, which keep in mind, like the best mentality is whatever you put in, expect to lose.
Yeah.
But websites like Dex tools are really good because typically it's going to be bonded to something. So like the WETH or whatever else, but you want to see how much is actually in that pool because you know the actual market cap might be like 7 million, but you see that there's only like 200 ETH in the pool. Like that liquidity is not there.
Guys, you can always and here, you know what? Let's do this live actually. Let's do this live. Can you pull up my laptop? So we're going to do etherscan.io, and here's what you're going to do, okay? Very simple. You're going to go to etherscan.io, then you're going to go here, you're going to search for Pepe. Okay, you're going to go in here. You can do this with any coin, by the way. You can do this with any coin. You go in here and you copy the contract address, okay? Copy address. Go back to etherscan.io, and here just paste that. Just paste it. I didn't paste it. I hate apples.
The ACLU is literally going after Pepe for the last few years.
Where's right click?
So be careful. You might get dinged for.
Where's right click?
You might be getting dinged.
Control V. How do you paste?
It's Command on Apple. Command C, Command V. So you have to Command C it again, unless you did.
Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, we're back. And bam, here you have it. Pepe deployer 1.
Wait, what?
ETH balance 0.
What?
Is that the contract though?
This is the contract.
Yeah, is that right?
Well, that should. I mean, the contract shouldn't hold any ETH.
Right? Yeah.
The pools will hold ETH. The contract won't.
Well, I think you can look at pools here as well.
Here's
That's concerning. A little bit. A little concerning.
Yeah, you can
The
look
one thing I like to look at is on CoinGecko. Sorry, just while you're doing that,
Yeah,
they
go ahead.
have a plus 2%, minus 2% depth. If you go look at markets, so if you look at the markets that the degen coin is trading on, you scroll down. And you can see, like on Uniswap, if you spend $1,900, you're going to increase the price by 2%.
Yep.
Or if you sell $300 worth, it's the minus 2% depth. That's the best way I've been able to get a good handle on these types of
Yeah,
things.
go to dextools.io and do the same thing.
Let's say let him finish.
It's laid out a little bit better.
Yeah,
and then put in Pepe in there. And then go to scroll down to hot pairs. And then Pepe, WETH. And then on the left side, it will show pooled WETH. So 633.16 pooled WETH.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
not terrible. How much is
Why
that?
do you say WETH?
This sounds fun.
What do you want me to say?
Wrapped ETH.
WETH.
Here, so
WETH.
my question
Peace be with
is
you.
now that we've seen so what happened last bull market cycle? You had the rise of Doge, which then right afterwards you had the rise of SHIB, and right afterwards you had a rise of every single meme coin you could possibly think.
Coins.
And now we're seeing Pepe pop off. And is this a precursor of another round of meme coins? That's my question.
That's
because
a good question. What's your
if
answer
you're
to
going
that
to start identifying these traditional memes, here I got my. I'm going to pull my laptop up here. Is this going to be something that we're going to see? Is maybe who is this guy here? What is this? He's a very popular meme. He could be the next one.
The hot dog.
We also have the Chihuahua here, which is this not pulling up?
Something. Say DK Metcalf. I'm a Seahawks fan, guys.
Where's the Chihuahua?
Chihuahua died.
Yeah. I guess. Can you reset the capture there? Or no?
I can.
I was seeing
he want to?
Wojak.
Different question.
Wojak is another meme that might be turned into something.
Really comfortable.
And NPCs. That's going to be a thing.
Okay, all right. You guys are going to laugh at me.
Why?
What does NPC stand for?
Non-player character.
Yeah.
Sorry, didn't mean to be that quick on it, but non-player character. The only reason I know that is because I played D&D too much.
Yeah.
So the Chihuahua, this could be the next one as well.
Chihuahua.
I actually think that this has a pretty good chance of going viral. And then also you have the cat eating a biscuit.
No.
Followed by Sushi Gato.
What?
And we have old.
Oh.
Can we get a Gary Gensler one?
My God.
This is
I've never seen that sushi cat one. That was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Cat.
Yeah.
What about cat breading? I love that.
What about cat butter?
Jesus.
No.
What about cat milk?
Yo, Maji,
What
you
movie
don't
was that
like
from
it?
again? Where we're trying to convince the parents, meet the parents, right? With Ben Stiller. You can't milk a cow, Greg.
Yeah.
Or you can't milk a cat, Greg.
I don't
Yeah,
trust.
you can.
You could chase these meme coins all day, but there's thousands of them. It'd be hard to hit one that is the next real move, though. That's the danger of, we see this Pepe thing going awesome and like, oh, shoot, I better go look at all the other memes that exist in the world and go chase those. And
especially, Drew, when you're hearing stories like, I turned $250 into $1 million, everyone's like, man, if I could just do that, I'll be set for life.
Yeah.
And you end up being someone's exit liquidity.
And then you end up being the person that
saves
drives the wallet of the person that has 250 to $1 million, and you end up seeing the gains on your portfolio for all of 12 hours, and then you're like, ooh, and then dumped on.
So in 2019, if we had DeFi summer, is this going to be like meme coin summer? Like legitimately asking?
I would like to see it.
What is hot girl summer? Where did that come from?
Hot girl summer? You guys ever heard hot girl
Anybody
summer?
else going to call him out on hot girl summer?
You haven't heard hot girl summer? What hot girl summer is, BJ?
We'll give you all a bunch of atrazine and you'll know all about it.
What is that?
Also, Kenny G dropped a $2 super chat, says adult Rob dropping knowledge. So I think
adult Rob, is that me?
Yeah, I guess so. You're adult Rob.
I shaved my mohawk back into my head, not
Adult
realizing
Rob.
you were going to be here the next day, and I forgot that you have a mohawk as well. But yes, I've been rocking a mohawk since about 2014. I've been a heavy metal singer with a mohawk. So
sing us something, bro.
No, absolutely not.
He said no.
No.
But no, but what was your question, BJ? You said
no one knows.
Are we going to have meme coin summer?
Well, yeah,
Again.
I don't know.
I mean, a little one.
At least we have one person who's actually trying to do a show, which is Decker. He's like,
Oh,
what was
so-
your question again? We're over here BSing about hot girl summer.
Yeah.
No, I just was the last Dogecoin pump. Do you guys remember what time of year that was when the Dogecoin ripped in last bull run? I mean,
Wasn't it when Elon tweeted?
SNL was the top.
Pre-SNL was the top.
Yeah, and that was what, like
It was like 48 hours before.
But
the
Doge precluded the last bull market. It happened. Its pump. I don't even think SNL happened first. I think it had its first pump before Bitcoin and everything else started really ripping northward. So I felt like Dogecoin last bull market was the canary in the coal mine for upward price action to come. And I'm kind of treating these meme coins in a similar regard. Like we've seen, SOV and all these random kind of SHIB type coins pumping. And that just is telling me that the animal spirits are returning to the market. And, that is followed by upward price action in the things I am invested in. So I'm here for them. I'm open to them. And if you're in there, you're making money, fantastic. And hopefully you are able to pull out the liquidity quick enough because
I've said meme coins are like the gateway drug to crypto, right? But that kind of only works if you don't get shat on and you got a bad taste in your mouth.
very
that
true.
would.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you come in here and then you're like, oh my God, I just turned $500 into 10,000, but you can't cash it out. You're like, what the hell kind of industry is this? I'm out.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, if you come in, you make a little bit of money.
That
then
happens a lot in NFTs too. I mean, where you're trying to sell your NFT, if there's not enough buyers, it takes you a week, sometimes 2 weeks, and God forbid the price doesn't move.
That's the biggest thing with NFT investments that I don't like is that there's no order book for it. It's like, it's literally selling collectible mugs to people who want to buy the collectible mugs. But I didn't mean to interrupt you there. But yeah, I mean, the meme coin thing is interesting. Back to your question, BJ, I don't know if I answer. I don't know. I don't know if putting the time frame on like, well, maybe this summer we're going to have a meme coin rally. I think memes are like, they are a cultural statement. Yeah. Well, it's kind of. Memes are always going to be a thing, and crypto has grown, and it kind of makes these latter steps of adoption. And now we're at this stage. I think from now on, there's always going to be a meme coin. I feel like that is going to be a pump.
Is it a net positive or negative for crypto? The memes, just off of your personal.
I love memes.
For me, I think it's a net positive. I think I kind of share the similar opinion to what you said, and also I think I've heard Ben talk about this. It's like, yeah, SHIB might not have the best tokenomics, or this might have the best, but we're getting people somewhat either interests peaked just by doing these things, and yeah, they could get shat on, and yeah, they could start running away. However, I kind of lean towards it's a good thing also because I had some buddies in Nebraska where I went to college. They knew nothing about crypto. They, whatever. They didn't care about it. 2 days later, and I hadn't even talked to them about crypto, and I'm in it. Hey, what's this Doge thing? And I'm like, you know, of course they're asking about Doge because that's the thing they're interested in. It's a meme. It's a cultural. It's funny. Whatever. X, Y, and Z. That got them into crypto. Now they own ETH. They buy stuff, and yes, they made some money off of it. I think that's the crucial part, though, is if you get the majority of people get crapped on by a meme coin, then might give them a salty taste in their mouth. But net positive, I think meme coins bring people into the space, and I think at least some of them stay, and I think it's more stay and less are turned off because I think the default nowadays is crypto is bad anyway. So worst case scenario, they go back to
the original meme coin?
XRP.
ADA.
I'm
joking. But no, that's my take on it. I think it's a net positive. What do you think, Rob? Or I guess Drew. Either of you guys.
I kind of like, a lot of people talk about meme coins being like the gateway drug for crypto, and it's awesome, but sometimes your gateway drug is fentanyl, and I think meme coins are kind of similar because if you get new people exposed to crypto and there's no liquidity to take out their gains from, they watch their savings account of $10,000 go down by 99% in the next bear market, or get wrecked in that regard. I don't think that that's super healthy, and I'd rather people find interest and value in crypto by use case, actually having an interest in being sovereign controllers of their money, not being exposed to potential bank runs, capital controls, and controls on how much money you can send to and from, one account to the next. Well, I think that if they're here for the actual ethos of what crypto was created for, that's a healthier starting point and a more long-term sustainable than just having a bunch of people FOMO in because of funny pictures. But I do speak on the internet mostly in memes. So, I see the use case in memes, but it's not monetary. It's basically just for communication to get around censorship safeguards that are put in place on the internet. So I can get my point across with a picture without having to put any wording, hot button words in there.
You said you don't get paid for memes. One time I posted a meme on Twitter and someone immediately after sent us a tip on Twitter via Bitcoin.
I will say, though, that memes are net positive. And here's the thing.
Meme coins or memes?
Meme coins. Oh. Meme coins are a net positive. And the reason is everybody that comes into our space, and it doesn't even have to be crypto. We can say any new financial sector, any new business venture, you're going to get burned when you first get in regardless. We always talk about like, hey, you're going to get your wallet hacked. You're going to lose money. Hey, you know what? If you come into crypto with a meme coin, you lose your money, you got burned. You know what? You're going to learn from it. When you decide to start leverage trading, you're going to get liquidated. When you decide to start buying stocks and trading, you're going to lose your money there as well. When you buy the top and sell the bottom, it doesn't happen just in crypto. It happens in traditional finance as well.
True.
On Wall Street. It happens in crypto. It happens on Bitcoin.
100%.
People, you always hear no shortage of stories. Hey,
None.
I bought Bitcoin and then I ended up selling it at the bottom and I bought it at the top. Like those stories are all too common. So if you think that people are going to come in, buy Bitcoin, hodl, never sell, those examples are so few and far between that it's not even realistic.
Don't tell Michael Saylor that.
And so, you know what? Come into the space, buy a stupid ass meme coin, learn your lesson, and then, hey, later on, you'll be that much wiser.
If he dies, he dies.
Let him die. We're done.
It's a good tip.
Big shout out to the new people in the chat. We got Chronic DRC, Blacktooth, Everton, Honda Man, JC, Michael Heath. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Guys, thank you to everyone on this panel.
Yo.
Drew.
That was wonderful.
Decker.
Thank y'all.
Robin, David, and of course, I will not forget this time, my friend BJ. BJ, are we good now?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Amends are made.